proposals from a different. Excellent job on covering the concept. Yeah, weaknesses here, there, and everything, but you all got the concept very, very well, and you all were able to communicate it very well. There were some problems on the finance, on the operations side, on the then I found out over 10 days, and those 10 days, you went off partying with Intel and Google and so on. Congratulations.
Last year, so I wasn't and the critical thinking that you put behind it, knowing that you had such a short period of time that, and for some of you really did develop your ideas further than what I anticipated you would have, given the amount of time that you had to actually sit down with your group when you're not out. You weren't out visiting the Bay Area. So I give kudos and thanks for you doing that, and you all exhibited great critical thinking. Improvements, again, it's a matter of, in this case, most things come down to time and resource and money, but in your case, it's time and resource. So if you had more time to really investigate and dive deeper into your ideas, you would come up with a lot more, and a lot more information, and most likely change some things as well. But for the amount of time you came up with some really good ideas. So, congratulations.
Hi, I'm Michael Vaganoff, and I was, you guys probably remember me from that 3 hour a couple days ago. And I think I want to just tell you guys how well you presented yourselves up here. Everybody was dressed very well, everybody was very confident, even though I know you weren't all very confident with your English. You didn't let that get in front of you, and you spoke anyway, and you took a moment to remember what it is that you had to say, and that's totally fine. But it was impressive for me. I was just in Europe 2 weeks ago, and I was very upset and nervous when people asked me questions in Polish, and I can speak Polish fine. But I was very nervous and I had a lot of difficulty. So seeing you up here, going up and getting out and presenting anyway, that took real courage, and I just wanted to congratulate you for that. But wait, I have some more. Most of you have just very recently graduated or are about to graduate, right?
Yeah.
So not everybody here has spent time in the work world yet. You all haven't had a chance to go out and really see how much effort somebody has to put in to make big things happen in big companies or even in small companies. And I kind of saw we kind of saw that in your presentation, where we didn't see a lot of good estimation for things like cost or effort. And that's something that all students make this mistake. And it just takes practice and it takes experience to really get good at it. So be prepared for that. Be prepared to look back at these presentations and at these numbers and at these concepts a year from now or 2 years from now, and just shake your head at how silly you thought something, at how simple you thought something would be, when in fact it would be much more difficult. I think, yeah, that's it. That's all the feedback I have.
Okay, so I have lots of feedback. So first first thing, vocab. So let's go over school in the United States. Elementary school is from kindergarten until 5th grade. So from like 5 years old to 10 years old. So there's no fundamental school, okay? So it's elementary school. Middle school is 6th through 8th grade. So that's like 11 years old to about 13. And then high school, it's like 14 to 17, okay?
10 to 13?
Middle school. Elementary, middle, high school. Nobody deducted points for that, I'm just telling you, so that you know, okay, don't worry. No one was like, oh, they're English, they messed up on math calculation. Like, no. Yeah, you're not judged on your English. I just wanted to, because many groups made that mistake, so, and the systems are different, so I wanted to clarify that. Elementary, middle, high. Okay, another thing, I don't know if this is necessarily a cultural thing, or if this was based on how much time you had, but in both your presentations and in the answer and question session, you guys focus a lot on the idea and the philosophy and the meaning behind it, which is very important. But to US investors, it's just not as important, right? They want to see your product. They want to see how you're going to make money. They want to know facts. So it's very important that, you know, education in the classroom is really bad, right? There's not enough teachers. The government does this. There's lots of inequality. They know that, right? Then what's your solution? Focus on problem solving. Like, you know, and I think there is a cultural element to that because in Brazil it's like, oh, like lots of explanations about lots of stuff and everybody loves each other, and you know, and like the US is like nobody has time. Like, okay, like what is your solution today? So a lot of it has to do with how much time you had, but just think about that, like for who your audience is to, who you're pitching to. They don't care, like they want to know, okay, you know, because if you're pitching to an investor, they want to make money at the end of the day off of you, right? So they want to see, are you viable? Does this make sense? Does it look like you've thought this through? Right, so that's not like, oh, you guys did bad. That's just a point. I think the other judges would agree with me. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They just didn't want to say it.
Yeah, those were some very strong terms that you used.
Yeah.
But
But the other thing is so I focus on the perspective that all these businesses were focused in Brazil.
Yeah.
So that's a culture I'm not familiar with from a business environment,
Yeah.
but I'm presuming that you are. So
Well, I'm gonna start my company down there if you got all that government money.
yeah. So, you know, so the grading, the grades, you know, the difference in grading and where, you know, middle school ends and whatever. That didn't come into my mind because I was just focusing on Brazil.
If you can get your hands on copies, the video copies of the Shark Tank series.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
you can watch a lot of it for free.
What's the name of it?
Shark
Tank.
Shark
Shark.
Shark Tank.
They're venture capitalists.
It's a pretty good show, but if you want, in fact, that might be good required watching before the next group comes, just a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Are we on YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch a lot of videos.
So my other feedback, it's not a negative point. I'm just, I was thinking about everybody's idea had to do with technology, and 4 out of the 5 groups did some type of e-learning app. That's not bad or wrong or anything. I just thought it was interesting that, you know, you guys had education, right? And then everyone focused on a technological solution, and almost everyone did some type of app or something, some type of teacher's aid. There's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to point that out, that that's interesting, that everyone's mind focused on that. And I know a little bit more about the Brazilian education system, and I just, you know, there's some things that I was thinking of, you know, because all of the solutions were based on inside the classroom experiences. But there was nothing, I mean, the first group that talked about, you know, making sure that students with disabilities could access DeVry Brazil education is a little bit like outside of how to bring more people in. But just, you know, I just want to just like jog your minds a little bit to think about other things that the education branch encompasses. And maybe because you've been in Silicon Valley for a week, everything is about technology. So you're like, technology solves the world, right? And it does, but remember, that's not everything, you know? So thinking about things like, what are the challenges of getting to school in the first place? Do students have safe routes to get to school? you know, I've been reading about like people developing apps to design like safe routes to school. Have you thought about financing, right? One of the great improvements in Brazilian higher education has been programs like ProUni, FIES, right? That have opened the doors to higher education for a lot of students. But those programs also have a lot of problems, right? They're not perfect. So it just, I'm giving an idea. This is not like, oh, you did something wrong. But just thinking about, it's interesting, everyone went, oh, education, technology, right? Online e-learning. When education encompasses a lot of things. How do you get someone in the classroom? How's the education experience and how does that translate into the real world? So that's just, it's just feedback. It's not, I didn't deduct for anything, that's just an observation that everyone
Well,
came up
look at
with.
their generation.
Yeah.
They're Gen Ys
Yeah.
or they're millennials.
Yeah.
Right? They grew up with technology, so it's not surprising. Yeah, it's not surprising.
So those were my big points. So should I make the announcement now?
Yeah.
Okay, so our winner. Do you want to do the drum roll again?
I'm recording. I'm recording right now.
Oh, you're recording? Okay. So our winner was. Yeah, I do, actually. It was Group 4, Rhythm and Harm. Congratulations. Come here. Here,
Cecília mais compras.
Vai comprar mais. Hoje eu pago a rodada.
Now I will pay a round to everyone.
Because that's my birthday. Thank you.
Closer, closer.
Hold on.
Certificates. Oh, wait a minute. The professor should be there.
I want the guy with the bow tie. You ought to be able to.
Ribbon band. Okay, two to make sure. Okay. Everybody now behind the judges.
Yes.
Let's move this table back. You might want to shoot
Boys, try to sit on the front. It's really
No,
fit everyone.
still seated.
Judges, please sit down.
Excuse me.
Everybody in there. We'll switch off.
Oh, I guess I get in there.
Yeah, you get in there now.
I'm going.
Okay. Everybody, ready?
I will too.
Okay, here we go. All right, we'll take several, and I'm going to give the...
Money! Cheesy!
That's my birthday.
Okay, hold on, I have to switch off with Chong.
John, you have to get a picture.
She wasn't.
Okay, well,
No, you too.
With us?
You guys?
Oh, wow, this was a fancy camera. Okay.
Cheese and money and hamburgers.
okay.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, judges, please sit. We're not done yet with the judges.
Oh, no.
Samia, filma um pouquinho aqui pra eu sair na filmagem também. Tô sem moral.
Ser feliz. Cantar e cantar e cantar.
Okay, stop. Hold on. Yes.
Cíntia.
I'd love to thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure. Like I told you, this group has been an amazing experience for me. It's the first time I've been to California, and I didn't know it would be so amazing to be with them, and to show them how the United States are a land of opportunities, and how they could grow, and how they would come back to Brazil and change something in their community, and I'm pretty sure they will. So on behalf of DeVry Brazil, I would like to thank you all for your time, for sharing your experience and your thoughts with us, and go to Brazil, visit us.
They brought some gifts.
Yes.
So, who's up?
Robert?
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Steinberg, you can go because he's got class he's got to. Thank you. We don't want to keep him any longer.
Yara.
Okay. Anyone?
Yeah.
Who's got Wilson? Paul Wilson?
Yes. Here. Okay. Hey, thank you very much.
Reaper, we'll get you all outside.
Thank you. Hope to see you. Sure. Maybe I'll come south. Yes. Call me when you're in Brazil. Okay. And then someone who definitely will not be back next year. Okay, got it. Okay, Dean Lou, where's Dean Lou?
Tá acabando o tempo. Acabando o tempo.
Oh, this year, we decided that you guys would provide Fremont as well. Present you with those along with the picture. I don't think
the technology